Up. You are up. Flying. Untouchable. The best version of yourself you have ever been. Ideas flood your mind faster than you can write them down. You start 5 projects before breakfast, each one brilliant, each one destined to change everything. Sleep is for people who waste time. You do not need it. 4 hours is plenty. 3 is enough. 2 feels like luxury. Your brain is a fireworks display. Constant, spectacular, impossible to stop. 2.8% of adults. That is how many Americans have bipolar disorder. You are one of them. But right now, in this moment, you do not feel disordered. You feel enhanced, upgraded, finally operating at full capacity. This is mania. 7 days minimum, often longer. 83% of cases are severe. You are severe. You talk and cannot stop talking. Words pour out. Thoughts race ahead of your mouth. You interrupt yourself mid-sentence to chase a new idea. Your friends look exhausted. You do not notice. Too busy explaining your revolutionary business concept, the one you thought of 20 minutes ago. Already planning the launch. Already spending money you do not have on supplies you do not need. Down. You are down. Buried. Unreachable. The worst version of yourself imaginable. Moving feels impossible. Getting out of bed requires energy you do not possess. Showering is a monumental task you avoid for days. The projects you started during mania sit abandoned, mocking you, reminding you of the person you were when you had energy, when you had hope, when you could function. This is depression, the predominant phase, the one that lasts longer, hits harder, steals more time. You spend more of your life here than up. That is the cruel reality of bipolar disorder. The highs are brief, the lows are endless. 2 weeks minimum for major depressive episodes, often months, sometimes longer. You cannot feel anything except the weight, the crushing, unbearable weight of existing. Food has no taste, music has no melody, sunlight has no warmth. Everything is gray, flat, dead. You think about suicide, not actively planning, just wishing. Wishing you could stop feeling this way, wishing it would end. 15 to 20% of people with bipolar die by suicide. You understand why. Up again. Faster this time. The transition happens overnight. Yesterday you could not move. Today you cannot stop moving. Your body vibrates with energy. Restless. Agitated. You clean the entire apartment at 3 in the morning. Rearrange furniture. Start painting a wall. Decide halfway through you hate the color. Leave it half finished. Move on to the next thing. Mania makes you impulsive. You spend. Not carefully, not thoughtfully, recklessly. $300 on books you will never read. $500 on equipment for a hobby you will abandon in a week. $1,000 on a trip you book on a whim. Credit cards max out. Bank account empties. Future you will deal with the consequences. Present you does not care about future you. The purchases make perfect sense in the moment. Each one justified. Each one necessary. You need 17 notebooks for the business you are starting. You need professional camera equipment even though you have never taken a photo. You need a gym membership and workout gear because this time you will definitely go. This time will be different. Except it will not be. It never is. You feel invincible, untouchable. The rules do not apply. You drive too fast, take risks you should not take, say things you should not say. Your filter disappears, grandiosity takes over. You are special, different, better, destined for greatness. Everyone else just cannot see it yet. Cannot understand your vision, your potential, your inevitable success. Down again, harder this time. The crash always comes. Energy evaporates. Confidence shatters. Reality floods back. You see what you did. The money you spent. The relationships you damaged. The promises you made and cannot keep. Shame sits heavy in your chest. Regret chokes you. How did you think any of that made sense? How did you believe those delusions? How do you fix what you broke? You do not fix it. You hide, cannot face people, cannot explain, cannot apologize adequately for behavior you barely remember justifying. Depression is not just sadness. It is emptiness. It is nothing. It is being hollow. Functioning feels impossible. Work calls, you do not answer. Friends text, you do not respond. Life continues around you. You stay still, frozen, unable to participate. Hypomania feels different, milder. 4 days minimum, less severe, no psychosis. You still function, actually function better, more productive, more creative, more social. This is the deceptive one, the one that feels good, the one you might not want to medicate away. You get things done. Feel confident. Enjoy life until it tips, until good becomes too much, until hypomania becomes mania. Bipolar. 2 means you get hypomania instead of mania. Sounds better. It is not. The depressive episodes are just as severe, last just as long, destroy just as thoroughly. You just do not get the full manic psychosis. Small mercy, cold comfort when you are deep in depression wishing you were dead. 40 million people worldwide. The economic burden exceeds $195 billion annually in the United States alone. Not because of the mania, because of the depression, because of missed work, lost productivity, hospitalization, treatment, medication. The cost of trying to stay stable in a brain that refuses stability. Mixed episodes are the worst, both at once. Depression and mania simultaneously. Energy without joy, agitation without purpose, thoughts racing while motivation dies. This is when suicide risk peaks. When you have the energy to act on the despair. When the impulse control of mania meets the hopelessness of depression. Dangerous combination, deadly combination. You cycle. Up then down, then up then down. Rapid cycling means 4 or more episodes per year. You exceed that. 8 episodes last year, 10 the year before. Your life is a pendulum, swinging between extremes, never resting in the middle, never finding baseline, never staying stable for long. Medication helps. When you take it, when you can afford it, when the side effects do not outweigh the benefits. Lithium, mood stabilizers, antipsychotics, a cocktail of chemicals trying to smooth the waves. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. Sometimes you feel so good during hypomania that you convince yourself you do not need medication. Stop taking it. Relapse within weeks. The average age of onset is 25. You were 23. First manic episode came out of nowhere. Thought you were finally becoming the person you were meant to be. Energized, confident, capable. It took 2 weeks and a hospitalization to realize something was very wrong. Diagnosis came quickly after that. Bipolar 1. Severe. Likely lifelong. People do not understand. They think bipolar means moody, unpredictable, dramatic. They do not understand the severity, the way it dismantles your life, the way it steals weeks or months at a time, the way it makes planning impossible because you never know which version of yourself will show up, the functional one or the one who cannot leave bed. You lose relationships, friends get tired of the cycle, partners cannot handle the unpredictability, family members grow frustrated with the repeated patterns. You promise to stay stable, mean it when you say it, then mania hits or depression hits and the promise becomes impossible to keep. People leave. You do not blame them. You would leave you too. 82.9% of people with bipolar have serious impairment. You fit that statistic. Cannot hold a job long term. Too many episodes. Too much missed work. Employers run out of patience. You run out of explanations. Disability helps. Not enough. Never enough. But something. Treatment exists. Evidence-based. Proven effective. Medication plus therapy plus lifestyle changes. Sleep hygiene. Stress management. Routine. Structure. All the things that feel impossible when your brain is fighting against itself. You try. Keep trying. Some days you succeed. Some days you do not. That is the reality of chronic mental illness. Constant effort. Inconsistent results. The life expectancy reduction is 9 years on average. Not because of the disorder itself, because of complications, suicide, cardiovascular disease from medications, diabetes, obesity, the physical toll of the illness and its treatments, 9 years less. 9 years stolen by a disorder you did not choose and cannot fully control. You exist between extremes, up or down, manic or depressed, flying or drowning, rarely in between, rarely stable, rarely okay, just oscillating, pendulum swinging, back and forth, up and down, forever, unless treatment works, unless medication holds, unless you find the combination that keeps you level, that stops the cycling, that gives you back some version of normal life. This is bipolar disorder. This is every phase, mania that feels like power, depression that feels like death, hypomania that tricks you into thinking you are fine, mixed states that make you want to end it, rapid cycling that never lets you rest, treatment that sometimes works, hope that sometimes dies, life that continues whether you are up or down or somewhere in between. 2.8% of all adults, 40 million worldwide, You are not alone, but you feel alone, especially down, especially when the cycle steals another week, another month, another piece of your life. This is what living with bipolar looks like, from the inside, from every phase, from every extreme. If you listened all the way through, let me know what you thought in the comments. Your feedback means a lot. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more content like this, and check out the next video on your screen. Big hug, and see you next time.